everyone. A little late. What are we? 7 minutes past 7. I'm here. Welcome. Let me just see if I can get Instagram to go live. Yes, we're live. We're live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Welcome all. I can see there's quite a few of you here already on YouTube. Okay, today we're going to look at an interesting topic. We're going to talk about common pitfalls in hoof care and how to avoid them. And what's interesting about these pitfalls is that a lot of people think that this is the right thing to do to horses' feet. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Phoenix Mini 365-day live challenge. We should call it that. I'm so glad to have you. It's day 19 now. And today we're going to tackle that important topic of common pitfalls in hoof care and how we can avoid them. Even the most well-meaning horse owners can fall into these traps, and I have to say the most well-meaning hoof care professionals too, including vets. But if you have the right awareness, the right strategies, the right understanding, and you've rehabbed a lot of horses like we have, I can help you keep your horse's hooves healthy and functional. So let me know in the comments, what's one challenge you've faced in hoof care? Maybe it's something that you've learned the hard way. Did you find something out the hard way? And the ultimate hard way, of course, is losing an animal. But what things did you find out? What were the challenges you faced? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Stick it in the comments because I'd love to hear your experiences. Okay, so before we get fully into it, let's do some shout outs. So Jill is here. Hello, Jill. Pink marigold hand. That's what I think it looks like. I think so. Heather Swithenbank's here. Hi, everyone. Gail's here. Hello. Stella Galax here. Good morning. Damn body clock is working too well. Goodness me. I am incredibly impressed, Stella. Sarah's here. Hi, everyone. Heidi Watkins is here. Hey, everyone. Sunshine is here. Hello, hello. Deanna Hunt is here. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you too. Angie Medler's here. Hello. Shannon Shipper's here. Hi, everyone. Angela Moore is here. Hi all. Ulrika's here. Hi, all. I've signed up for the Germany workshop. I saw that. Yes! It's happening. It's really happening. You know, quite a few people are commenting on the actual posts and saying, you know, are you going to have a translator? I really want to come. And but I can't speak English. It's so tough, isn't it? Because we want everybody to come, and no, we don't have a translator. What we do have is we do have some German students who will be there, and they will be able to help. But of course, there are presentations, etc. But we can when people are confused, we can always ask our students to say, come on, explain that. That'll be good for them. They're going to learn quite a bit. But isn't it sad that that is a stumbling block, of course, because you're desperate to learn hoof care. And if you've not got anybody in your language teaching this stuff, there's going to be a problem. However, the good news is there are 2 people who live in Germany who are just about to start the course. It'll be our first 2 students who are actually living in Germany, and you'll see them in June. And we have another one of our students who's been through the course nearly a year now, and she's also been trimming other horses and consulting online before she actually became a pro with us, or training to become a pro. And she lives in Spain, but she's German. And so that's helpful, and she'll be coming too. But it is tricky. But I can't wait to see you there, Ulrika. It's going to be great. Road trip. Angela Garberg's here. Bonsoir. And Charlotte's here. Hello, dear Phoenix friends from Devon. Okay, cool. I'll do some more shout outs in a minute, but let's just carry on with what we were talking about. So we're looking at common pitfalls in hoof care, and I want to identify and explain some of the common mistakes horse owners make and hoof care professionals make with hoof care. When it comes to horse owners, common mistakes that are made are things like thinking your horse doesn't need trimming. thinking that one horse needs trimming, but the other one doesn't. They've all got hooves. Your little Shetland's got hooves. The big one's got hooves. They all need doing. Just because you might not be riding them. I think there was an idea long ago. Oh, no, gosh, I say long ago. It's probably still active, this idea, that if you're riding your horse, they need more hoof care. No. If you're riding your horse, if you're not riding your horse, every equine needs hoof care. So skipping or delaying trims is going to lead to issues. Now, if you want to know what issues, we've just done 3 or 4 lives, I think, talking all about that. Yeah. If you ignore how impactful a species-specific diet and management is, then that's going to have an impact. If you're focusing on aesthetics over function, then that's going to have an impact, isn't it? If we try and prioritize, pretty looking hooves instead of truly balanced functional ones, that can lead to lots of long-term issues. Lots of issues like strains on joints, soft tissues, P3 misalignment, P3 degeneration, arthritis, side bone. It goes on and on and on. Navicular. These are the lists of problems that we see all the time in horses' hooves, and they're down to often focusing on aesthetics over function, aesthetics driven trimming. I'm going to show you some photos in a moment that are common things that are done to horses that are incorrect. If we over rely, and this is a really big one, if we over rely on our professionals, we don't know when things are going wrong. We aren't really involved. We're maybe turning up, holding the horse, maybe making a cup of tea, maybe getting a bit of cake, maybe having a nice chit chat and holding the front of the horse, hoping it'll stand still for the farrier or trimmer, but we're not really involved in what's going on. And when the person leaves, you're there looking at the hooves without a clue, thinking, well, they look better. That's an overriding comment that I hear a lot is, oh, well, they look better. But what we really should be going is, do they look balanced? Are they balanced? Did they keep the balance? Are they letting the heels go up? Are they taking the toes off? Are they affecting balance that way? So if you're not informed, you're not going to be able to spot issues in between trims. And so you're over relying on your professionals. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I'm going to show you some pictures. Let me just share my screen. Hold on one moment. Here we go. Some of you, excuse me, some of you may have seen these before, because I think we've shown these before on. Can you see that? Let me just go back to make sure you can see that. Yes, you can. We've shown them before on lives, and I think I've put a post up on Instagram, Facebook, and Instagram that show these images. So the very top one is extremely common. This one here. Let's just focus in on this image here. It goes a bit out of focus when I blow it up, but I think you can probably see. Now, people will pick this foot up, many people, many horse owners, and think that what they're looking at is absolutely fine. That their foot, the horse's foot looks okay. But what we're looking at here is a sole. Can you see that's the pale bit, the sole? Everybody knows what the sole is going in the other direction to the hoof capsule. The toe has been removed, and we've got barely any wall that we can see. It disappears. It disappears in these toe quarters. And then we have a callus here. And then the sole itself dips down. Now, where that's dipping down to is where the hoof should be following. But it isn't. What the hoof is doing is it's going effectively up and away from that sole. You can see that the quarters are a bit chippy and they are higher than that sole, and it is the sole going one way and the wall going another way, or the heels and the wall going another way. So these heels are too long. And this is a very common scenario that we find, that if you don't follow, and that sole plane is right there for you to see. It's going in here. My P3, my sole grows from P3. That is where the sole horn comes from. So if I let the hoof capsule go against that sole shape and sole plane, then I'm going against P3. Can you still see me? Can you still see me? I hope you can. Just make sure you can see me. Gosh, loads and loads of people have been commenting. So where was I? I had a little, excuse me, I had a little banner that came up saying I'd gone offline. So I hope I haven't. So if you're not following that sole, you're allowing the hoof capsule to go in the other direction. I've talked about this on rocket science lessons, and it's a real issue. So that's one of the common things that happens. And also the frog will grow up, then we might have problems with bars. We can't see those here. If we're taking toe off, we're going to affect growth rates. We're going to talk about that in the next image, which you can just see peeking in there on the right. But if you don't address these heels, you will forever be going in the opposite direction to what P3 needs, and you will not have a balanced P3. You will not have P3, especially if you're taking the toe off, you will not have P3 in the position that it should be in. So that's a common thing we see. Okay, here's another common. And incidentally, these are all PPT, personal preference trimming, because if you're doing this, you're not following the sole. That's your choice. You're not following the horse's choice. So here we've got a little foot where you can see the toe has been totally rasped off. You can see all the rasp marks. No horse would ever do this to its own foot. This is a perfectly fine sole. Well, it used to be. They've not trimmed the bars. They've left bar material. And this isn't long after a trim, I have to tell you, when this was sent to us. And you can see how in this seat of corn here, which is between the bar and the heels, it's not been exfoliated properly, and that the heels are going up in the air. Now I hope you can sort of see what I'm talking about with the hoof capsule going one way and the sole going another. So the hoof capsule is short here. The vertical height is too short. Go back and have a look at that dorso-palmar balance rocket science lesson that I did. This explains it. The vertical height of the dorsal wall is too short. It has been removed, leaving the sole proud and exposed, meaning that the horse is no longer walking on this area here, no matter how slightly separated it may have been because you've been left in leaving the heels too high. But this is now doing all the work. And P3 is just underneath here because the sole grows from P3, grows forward from the bottom of P3. And then as we go into the heels, you can see the heels are too high. So when this horse puts his foot down that way, he's now got a P3 that's doing this. And to make matters worse, all the pressure is going through here, right underneath P3, right where that wall has been removed. And that's a very common mistake that hoof care professionals make. It's also a common thing that, in fact, owners keep requesting from hoof care professionals, which is, can you shorten my horse's toe? No. If it is on the ground and it is balanced from heel to toe, following the constant of the sole, no, then we are not taking the toe off, because the whole reason that this has become a fad in the world, and let's face it, it's a fad, is one, because of aesthetics driven wear, because the heels are being left, there's separation, and the toe is going off at a funny angle. They're trying to get what we call the HPA, the hoof, an unnatural hoof pastern axis. And they're doing it because they believe in lever forces, doesn't happen, and tearing of the laminae, therefore causing more problems inside the foot and P3 going in the wrong direction. This is a very simple mistake. Not following the sole, therefore not following P3, therefore having a P3 going, becoming more hyperpositive. It's a very, very common mistake. All because of misinformation. And now let's go the other way. So now we've got a situation where P3 inside is going the other way because we've got an absolute ton of material at the toe. So this is what we call a negative palmar or plantar angle. This is where P3 is actually pointing up instead of pointing slightly down or ground parallel when the horse puts his foot down. This is very, very common in low-heeled horses when they have been shod from an early age, where the back of the foot becomes weak, called what we call caudal hoof failure. And it's just generally common when on back feet, when the dorsopalmar balance hasn't been addressed properly. So they just keep taking more and more heel, thinking that they're making the capsule smaller, but they're leaving too much vertical height here at the toe. So that tips P3 back. So in this instance, it's the reverse of what we saw before, taking too much at the front, leaving too much at the back. This time we're leaving too much at the front and taking too much at the back. And sometimes you can take the right amount at the back, but just absolutely leave too much at the toe. And this causes P3 to be in a negative angle. And this is a common mistake. And people believe that if you let the heel grow, which of course goes underrun, you're going to improve the situation. So that's why people come along and they put shoes on and they put wedges on to artificially change the angle of P3. That's not good news, because you are ignoring all the other problems that are going on with the natural foot. So it shouldn't have got into this problem in the first place. And you can imagine in both of these scenarios, the horse is not going to feel comfortable because its P3 is not aligned with his bony column naturally. And this one here, this was in fact a little pony that I went to see, and the farrier had left the foot like that. Now, I get shouted at and bawled at. I shouldn't put these photos up. That's ridiculous. No, nobody would ever do that. Well, they did, in fact, because this was the first time I saw this pony. The horse owner had never touched her horse's feet or pony's feet, except for picking it out. This was less. You can see the rasp marks. You can see all those rasp marks. And then the foot was just chopped. He actually did it from the front and just took quite a lot off the toe, all because, and didn't leave it neat at all. To this day, I am mesmerized by that. But it was basically going for this kind of thing here, where you're removing the toe wall because you're fearful of the tear of the foot of the laminae tearing, and also other things as well, like breakover they throw in there. I mean, it's all nonsense. I mean, what you aren't going to be doing is riding these horses 100 miles when you are having problems like this, and yet horses like this are ridden regularly. Horses like this are stuffed in boots and ridden regularly. Horses like this, owners have no clue. They just think the horse is doing fine, often have to go in boots. And these horses, all four of them, as the trim progresses, or the time between the trim progresses, these animals can become progressively sorer, more and more sore. And then when they come and have another trimming session or shoeing session, but particularly with the trimming, they can get sore again because they've gone through another big, huge change in the foot, and it's problematic. So this pony, you can see with the rings, you can see how wavy they are, where you've got various stress points and problems. And it was just a case of letting that toe come down to the ground. And I have to tell you, it took months. You can see it's only a tiny bit off the ground. It took months for that toe to get back. Chopping your horse's toe off like this, or this one up here, takes months to grow that back down again, because the growth rate changes from front to back. So I thought I'd just share that with you. Okay, let's go back. Let's have some more shout outs. Oh God, I've lost you, everyone. Where did I get to? Help? Lydia's here. Good afternoon from Ontario, Canada. Georgie Williams is here. Good evening. Shanna says, I can't wait for you to announce the dates in Canada. Coming soon, hopefully. Hopefully. Stella says, don't know. I will last the year. You're going to try 365 days. Good luck then. Well, it's going to improve, because when I come to New Zealand, it maybe won't be so early. I don't know. We'll have to work that out. Alison's here. Hi all. Uta's here. Good evening, everyone. I've just sent you a message, Uta. Just go check. Be great to see you at the workshop in Germany. Sarah says it's like meeting up at the local coffee pot, coming on these lives. So lovely knowing all the names popping up. Isn't it just? It's lovely, isn't it? Heidi Watkins. Hey, Stella, what time is it for you? Really early. Sarah says, I was thinking the same. You know, it's very important, Stella. You need to get lots of hours sleep. You can watch it and catch up. I absolutely chuffed to bits that you're giving me the support you're giving, though. It really means a lot. It really, really does mean a lot. Stella says it's 2:07 a.m. Oh my God. Pia, hello, Pia. Dawn says, hello, Phoenix friend. Anita Pepper's here. Howdy, y'all. Warriors. Ali Halfpenny's here. Hello. Melanie McCrow's here. Hello all. Jill Broster's here. Jill, North Wales again. Hi. Christina Wilson's here. Good evening from freezing France. Good to see you, Christina. Not sure we've met before. It's good to see you. Kathleen Rausch is here. Hello. Megan Bentley's here. Hello. And Heidi Watkins, and there's a few more. Stella, wow, right. Okay, so we're going to carry on with what we were talking about after all of those images. So the impact of making these mistakes is huge. If you go into the Phoenix group and you see the problems that come in on a daily basis, those are all there, all of them, because hoof care hasn't been, the natural parameters, the natural constants have not been followed in the hoof care, and because the owner just didn't know. And then it's the 11th hour often, and they're turning up going, oh my goodness, how do I help my horse? I've tried so many different things and it all keeps going wrong. How do I help? And we are then faced with oftentimes x-rays where we have P3 degeneration, arthritic changes, real issues in the foot. That's not even the soft tissue problems. And we're there facing this going, and oftentimes it's owners who don't, who are millions of miles, you're not on the moon, or even by the sun, hundreds of miles away from us or any hoof care professional that can help. So we have to help online. Farriers and the trimmers that got these horses into this state don't want to know, so they leave the owner in the lurch, and the owner then doesn't know what the hell to do, and you are then having to catch up and learn fast. And it's a learning curve like this, and for some people it's just too much, because they're also dealing with their horse in such a lot of pain too. So it's a real issue. We've got lameness, we've got discomfort, irregular trims and imbalances, poor trims, not following the sole plane, just making it up as you go along, just because you've been told something that if you left it alone you'd see was incorrect. It's just all incorrect. People seem to think that think that they have this new method. We don't. What we have is we've worked it out, and we're following Mother Nature's constants. And if you do that, all goes well. If you don't, it all goes wrong. How do I know? Because I've done it. Because I did all of those things. Not as bad as what you see, but I was there. Not knowing how much heel to take, not knowing how much toe to take, worried to death that the toe looked long, worried that they were telling me I had lever forces and it was going to cause problems with breakover, and the DDAT and it was going to tear, and all of those things. Doesn't happen. But if you do it the wrong way, that's when you get, that's what's so crazy about it, is if you do it the wrong way, that's when you get the lameness, the problems, the uneven movement, the long-term damage to joints and tendons. That's when you get those sorts of things. Then you get infection, get it going rife, because you've got problems under bars and stuff around the white line that's getting infected. You've got inflammation issues going on inside the foot because the P3 is in the wrong position, and Those laminae are tearing. You're having abscesses. You just don't know what to do with yourself. A horse is now being kept in all the time because it can't move. It's having more and more problems with arthritis and issues, and you keep getting x-rays. Nothing keeps getting better. Everybody keeps guessing. You see where we're going? So, of course, you're going to get reduced performance. A horse with very sore feet or imbalanced P3s, imbalanced feet, are not going to move effectively. So we go along, we put shoes on and we think that fixes it. It doesn't. You are always impacting their ability to perform. Just everyday tasks like walking and lying down and getting out of the way of other horses, and they just get worse and worse and worse. And then you're faced with huge stress and higher costs. And just knowing this stuff would prevent it. Just knowing this stuff would prevent it. So how do you avoid it? What are some practical strategies that you could use to prevent these pitfalls? Number one, top of the very list, is education. Learn. Don't become over-reliant on your hoof care professional. Learn. Stick around in the Phoenix group. Stick around there. Watch the videos, the rocket science lessons, and learn. Stick to a regular schedule. Inspect the hooves daily. Well, you don't have to pick them up and be picking them out, but just look at your horses. What's happening to them when your hoof care professionals cleared off? Have a look at the feet. Take photos. They won't take photos. 9 times out of 10, from what we've seen out in the field, hoof care professionals and vets rarely take photographs. We do, because it's part of our routine when we come trimming. If your hoof care professional's not doing it, or your farrier, you do it. And have that conversation with them. You take the photographs. It's your responsibility. It's your horse. We've got to focus on balance and function. Stop focusing on aesthetics-driven wear. Educate yourself. Learn the basics of anatomy and hoof care. Because the more you understand, the better you're going to be at spotting those issues early. Right, really early. And many people who are watching this evening on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram are learning this sort of stuff and are never, ever, ever going to let their horses get into that state ever again, because they know. And this means that you can communicate better, can't you, with your professionals? Okay, last few shout outs before I go. Right. Where did we get to? Let's have a look at Instagram. Kathy Yorkshire Lass is here. Hello. Anne Horse Life is here. Brilliant. Georgia May is here. My daughter. Nice to see you. Suzanne Lehman's here. Hello. Sarah Annery's here. Jack Royer's here. Carly Kafka's here. Hello, darling. Eve's India's here. Quite last few shout outs here. Anita Pepper says, trusted the professionals, lost one horse, crippled another. Okay. Never again. It's not going to happen again, is it? Charlotte says, after my huge fortune in finding you, my biggest challenge was finding suitable hay, wasn't it? Do you know something? That was the biggest conversation we had, wasn't it? Pretty much. That and sometimes we talked about the bars, because he'd had weak spots there, but Hero had those weak spots. But it was the hay, wasn't it? Trying to find the right hay and trying to stop people chucking grass and God knows what else to your horses over the fence. Jamie, I remember it well. Jamie Lemmer, avoiding chopping the toe off when it seems so ridiculously long, but I know now to respect the waterline, white line, but the pressure from lameness, vets, I know, to remove the toe and the owner hovering over you too. Hard to stand your ground sometimes, certainly in the past. I know. And you know something, Jamie, if you went and did it and then go, there you go, that improved it, did it? And you're not going to do it because it's mutilation. But if you did it, and that's what it really needs to be seen as, but if you did it and go, there you go, so that improved matters then, didn't it? And they go, oh no, but give it time. Rubbish. It's about the heels. It's never been about the toes. It's always been about the heels. When it becomes about the toes, when you're getting an MPA because you're leaving too much, fair enough. But this isn't, but you don't chop the hoof wall out of the way. The horse has still got to walk on his hoof wall. You've just got to understand that there's more mass there. Michelle Quinn, so stand your ground, Jamie. Michelle Quinn Mallory, hello in frigid Michigan. Hello from New Zealand, much love, so much learning, says Alexandra Cameron. Lovely to see you. Are you coming to the workshops? Ramona says hi from Spain. We've just been talking about you. Dawn says, coming to terms with the fact that I have made mistakes. If I knew then what I know now, 2 of my horses would be here today. That's tough. Those are tough realizations for you to make. And why? Because we over-relied on the hoof care professionals. No, they're the ones that wielding the tools, and they should be experts, but they're not. They just all play. You just see it in the Phoenix group, and I'll get shot down for saying that, but it's true, isn't it? We tried this little thing. And that didn't work. Should we put wedges in? Oh, should we make it the wedges at a different angle? Shall we take a bit more toe off here or come back a little bit more? It can sound really convincing when you're doing this day in, day out muscle memory and you're not really making anything better. And that's why people think laminitis is a killer, because the horses aren't getting any better. They're dying from this, crippled, suffering. And it's all down to, first and foremost, terrible hoof care. Louise is here. Hello, everyone. Aston's here. Hi, all. Ulrika says, I can translate from English to German to French. Oh, okay. Good job you coming then. Judy Demermuth says, hello, warriors. Warm hugs to all. Sunshine says, lost an animal to a vet who put natural balance shoes on a horse. That's an oxymoron if you ever heard one. Raising heels, setting back brake over too far, crippling him. He had 8 discs out in his back we knew about. Good grief. That's so sad, isn't it? And it's happening everywhere. Teresa's here. Hello from Sweden. I am sorry to hear that. Jamie says, same goes for heels. Vets say heels too low. Me saying, no, they're good. Leave heels to go. I know. Don't worry, though, Jamie. We're changing the world. It's working. People are getting there. Owners are understanding. They're beginning to understand. Janine Phipps is here. My mistake was believing that I couldn't rehab my pony myself. Lesson learned in the end. Oh, you can. You all can. I don't care what age you are. You can do it with the right advice. You can. And Lydia Dubino is exactly one of those people. My biggest challenge is age-related issues and cold winter weather to keep consistent with 9 horses. I get it. I know that. That's why we are trying so hard to get hoof care professionals, HMB pros all over the world. It's happening. It's happening. Uta says, yes, I lost my lovely pony because my vet told me she had to be put to sleep because of her laminitis. Back then, I did not know what I know now. This will not happen again. I am so sorry, but it will not happen again. Now you know. When you know, you will never unknow it. Deanna Hunter says, if I knew then what I know now, it may have saved my mini that brought me to you. Empower yourself with knowledge. And it's an awful thing, but I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time, every day. People are so sad every day. Luann is here. Hello from Ohio. Catherine's here. Hello. Tilly Me says, love these mini videos on my way to trim my donkeys this morning. Brilliant. There's so many. Anne Chopra's here. Hi, just back from the barn. You were on Instagram earlier. Lauren is great. Not offline. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Okay, there's just so many that I'd love to shout out to you. Anne says, I've been on this barefoot journey 23 years, and you are the best resource I've encountered in my search for help. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sarah says, fantastic live. Love the shared screen visuals for learning. You're welcome. Okay. Vivian says, late bit here. Hello from Rotura. Okay. If I've missed you, I'm sorry. Lola, hello. If I've missed you all, Jessie, Jennifer Nard, hello there. Okay. I'm going to have to go. It's the end. Thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure as always. So the takeaway, avoid them. Avoid these common hoof care pitfalls, and it's all about consistency, awareness, and collaboration, understanding, education. If your vet's not going to know, and your farrier's not going to know, and your trimmer's not going to know, but trust us, we've been there. They're getting it wrong. Follow your horse's natural constants. Be proactive, stay informed, and prevent issues before they start. So today, keep looking. Take another look at your horse's feet. Take photographs. Learn to take those photographs. Is there something that you're missing? Are they taking too much toe? Are they leaving too much heel? Are they doing it the other way around? Look at your horse's sole today. I want you to look at the sole, and is the foot going the opposite way to the sole? Share one thing that you're going to commit to, one thing you're going to commit to improve in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. Tomorrow we're going to explore something else, another critical aspect of hoof care. So don't forget to tune in. Those that you are tuning in every day, thank you very much for supporting me. If you found today's session helpful, please like, share, tag a friend, follow, subscribe. You know the score. It helps the algorithm help other people find us. Together, you know, we are going to create better routines for owners, better education, healthier outcomes for our horses. And remember, the Phoenix Way is all about rising stronger together. So I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Take care.